get it to Kumboli. It doesn't connect. Joey Kumboli would be the first one there. Kumboli over to Hanna. He's got a chance. Hanna shoots. Scores! Jacob Hanna!
Welcome back to the Wildcats Network for this playoff preview. Now joined by Greater Latrobe Icecat head coach Adam Ferguson, ahead of their first round playoff game against the Franklin Regional Panthers. And coach, congrats on making it to the playoffs in your first year as Icecat head coach with a 13-7 record. And despite the number of seniors that you guys graduated from last year's team, what do you think has worked well for this year's group?
I think our attitude has been very good, especially going into these last couple games. I think we've had a positive attitude, and also our senior leadership. Louis Amatucci has done a great job with the younger guys, and a lot of those guys have not playing varsity leading up to this year. He's done a very good job of showing them the ropes, and I think that has really paid off. Also, our goaltending has been phenomenal too, so that has really worked in our favor as well.
And you mentioned goaltending. We can't talk about this year without mentioning your junior goalie, Brock Flew, 5th in goals against average in the AA division and 7th in save percentage. How would you describe his play this year, and maybe how has he elevated his teammates this year?
Yeah, Brock has played phenomenal. He's kept us in some games that were tight and maybe we shouldn't have been in, and yeah, he's definitely played great. He's able to make the big saves when you need him to. His attitude and composure is just really impressive. Just the way he doesn't get rattled when we go down maybe one in the first period or so. It's easy to kind of deflate but he's able to bounce back and not let that get to him. So that's really impressive from a goalie standpoint.
And another big component of this year's team's success has been the line of Jacob Hanna, Joey Kumboli, and Jackson Hayburn. What has allowed those three to perform consistently this year and at the highest level all year?
They really started to buy in with each other. I think Hanna, being one of the older seniors and a captain, I think he kind of took it on himself earlier on in the year, but as the year went on, he started to trust those guys a little bit more, and they kind of built trust with each other. So I think that trust and that natural chemistry of getting to play with each other, getting reps and practice with each other, gelled that. They seem to hang out and work well off the ice too. So they just been really happy with the way how things have come together with them.
And maybe one question coming into the season was the defense, as far as you had so many graduates on that side. I think Robert Rossi, Preston Miller, and Colton Goodland have kind of filled those roles to the highest level that they can. So how have they kind of stabilized that part of your team this year?
Yeah, our D are they're phenomenal. Louis and Caleb, they've done a great job. But those three have stepped up for sure. They each have different, unique game styles too, which I think is with the pairings and stuff that I think have worked well. They've kind of found their niches with each other, and at this point they've kind of developed how each of one of them plays with each other. So it's kind of they're able to adapt. But those guys have done a great job of shutting down especially the one-on-one plays. I think a lot of them have gotten used to this level being you got to shut down one guy, or you got to watch for one guy a lot of the times on the ice, and their games have really adapted to that.
And this year, your special teams have been really good as well. You rank first in power play percentage at 35, and then you have about 79% in the penalty kill this year. That ranks you first in the power play for AA and third in AA for penalty kill. So what has allowed the special teams to really help this team put pucks in the back of the net and keep pucks out of the net and ultimately get wins?
Yeah, our power play definitely, I've been really, really happy with that. That you only get so many chances in a game, and you got to be able to capitalize those. And to be able to capitalize on those special teams opportunities has worked out really well for us. And I think you've seen in some of the games where we haven't, we've definitely those. You got to be able to capitalize on those opportunities. Fortunately for us, we've been able to capitalize on those. So that has been, I think, a key component. We're going to have to definitely seize our opportunities here moving forward. So I'm going to look for the special teams to have big night.
And now going into the playoffs, you guys are on a 2-game losing streak. Obviously, your 6-3 loss against Norwin that we last had, but you lost 2-0 on Thursday against South Fayette, and you only played 3 games throughout the month of February as a whole. So How are you kind of trying to use this last stretch of February and going into March, while also trying to use February as kind of a reset month, given the fact that you didn't have that many games to work with?
Yeah, it's been tough with the break. Yeah, I think we're just looking to rebound and kind of let that go. It was tough with our guys being off. It definitely showed, but as long as we can let that go, I think that break was maybe a little bit needed though too. Give it some rest here gearing up for playoffs. I think it's going to work out in our favor having a little bit of break. So the guys should be ready to go, come out on alpha and be well rested. So come out and get ready to it. So yeah, I think having a clean slate here and kind of forgetting about that and going right into playoffs here will be a good thing for us.
And now, as we shift our attention back to playoffs, during your time as an Ice Cat, you experienced playoff success. How are you going to try and use or translate some of your success that you had now that you're behind the bench to these players?
I think, definitely playoffs is different. Different mindset overall too. Like I'm gonna, you got to rely on your older guys for sure. There's more senior and experienced guys to calm the nerves of the younger guys, and playoff hockey is different. It's more fast. It's more physical. I'm just gonna, these guys got to bring it, and they got to be well rested. And I'm in communication, I think, with those guys all day, and letting them know, like this is the big things now. So I think kind of just leaning on that, trying to tell them to, stay calm and don't let the nerves get the best of them. I think is the biggest thing for them.
And going into tonight's matchup against Franklin Regional, you guys are number 3, they're number 6. You guys swept the season series with them. The first one in quite dramatic fashion to open the season, and then the second one in more convincing fashion on senior night. So what will be key in order to ultimately get the third matchup against Franklin Regional in the win column and move on to RMU in round 2?
I think just, if we got to play our game, which is gritty, fast, and getting pucks low. I think, we need to just get back to simple hockey. I think, we in the South Fayette game and Norland game, we started to overextend and try to get side out of our game and do too much with the puck. I think if we just, keep it steady and get back to kind of who we were before those games and, play gritty, get the pucks in, and I think, use that neutral zone ice to stretch and get back to those kind of things we were working on at the beginning of the season. I think we'll be able to come away with a win. Just get back to our game, our style of hockey. We'll be fine.
Coach Adam Ferguson, thank you for your time and best of luck against Franklin Regional.